Now, Minister for Defense Dominic Ntomme says the 2024 budget has made adequate commitment to safeguarding the country's peace and security. Now, debating the 2024 budget in Parliament, Mr. Ntomme argued that had it not been for President Akufo-Addo's government extraordinary funding of the security services, terrorists would have taken over the country as they have done in other countries in West and the Sahel. The minister also revealed military lands sold under the NDC have been retrieved under his watch as Minister for Defense.
Mr. Speaker, this government has taken the largest infrastructure development since 1992 within the Ghana Armed Forces. How many multiple rocket launchers did you get under this government as compared to any other government? Any other equipment I can say for the army, we have provided more than anybody. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to training and manpower, we have added to the stock of the armed forces more than any other government. We've opened a new training site at both a new training site we have opened at Jungle Warfare School. We have opened a new training site at Boya. We have opened new training sites at Nokoto for the Navy than any other government. We are doing all this, Mr. Speaker, because we want Ghana to be safe. Ghana is sitting in the midst of countries that are suffering from terrorist attacks. We have been safe because we are acting proactively. If we were not doing that, Mr. Speaker, Ghana would have been where other countries are. Today, you cannot walk freely beyond 5 p.m. in Burkina, in Mali, in Niger, parts of Nigeria, and Chad, and many of these places. But today, honorable members of parliament and any other person can walk midnight with their chest out.
But former Minority Leader Haruna Iddrisu said the claims cannot be true. He described the allocation to all the security ministries as wholly inadequate. Now, Haruna Iddrisu has also been criticizing government and the finance ministry for the low funds allocated to anti-corruption institutions.
I expected him together with his senior brother that he's sitting with, the Honorable Minister for Interior, the Honorable Ambrose Iddrisu, to express disappointment that the Interministerial Committee of the security ministers, your requirement, even as we consult quietly, was for government to make available to you at least $2.5 billion in order for you to be able to contain terrorism, the threat of it in our country, equip both the military and the Ghana police to adequately prepare and to get you ready to keep our country safe, secured, and peaceful. Mr. Speaker, again, when you look at the budget, Office of Special Prosecutor, you want to combat corruption. The Special Prosecutor from Martin Hamidu to the current person in office is saying that we don't have enough resources to combat corruption. Mr. Speaker, what is it that we spend on him? Whether it's 149 million or 129 million in 2023, the money he is likely to recoup and the prevention he is likely to make in his quest to combat corruption far more exceeds what we should be giving him. So we expect you to adequately resource the Office of the Special Prosecutor and stop this excuse. Even recruitment, he is struggling to get just the core people that will work with him to make this corruption fight a reality.
Meanwhile, Minister for the Interior, Ambrose Iddrisu, has assured the 2024 elections will be the safest in the country's recent history. He explained enough body cams and other logistics have been made available to police and allied institutions ahead of the crucial 2024 elections.
Mr. Speaker, at paragraph 897, we're talking about the National Peace Council undertaking education to ensure that we promote greater tolerance within our country. What we want to ensure is that we work against violent extremism, vigilantism. The council will also ensure that political actors do make statements with care to make sure that we don't increase the tension in this country. And I can assure you, as has been requested by the Honorable Haruna Iddrisu of the safety in next year's presidential and parliamentary election. You can take it from me that the police service and other agencies are going to work hard to achieve that. And it's in that regard that we are looking for body cams to enhance the accountability of our operatives, to ensure that when there is a need to find out what happened, there will be an authentic source of information as to their behavior. So rest assured that the election will be free and fair, and we would break the 8.
But ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee, James Agaga, criticized the allocation made to the security agencies.
The allocations to the Ministries of Interior, National Security and Defense put together is below 1% of GDP. And yet, if you consider the fact that we are bedeviled with so many security challenges, the threat of terrorism from the northern frontier, the threats emerging from the Gulf of Guinea, which has made it necessary for the Ministry of Defense to start the construction of the FOB at Ezulubu, you would understand that this government is not committed to ensuring that the citizens of this country live in an atmosphere of peace and security. This country, per the country's constitution, the president is the commander-in-chief of our armed forces. He is also the chairman of the National Security Council, whilst the vice president, Dr. Mahmoud Bahumia, is the chairman of the Police Council and the chairman of the Armed Forces Council. And so, when there are issues, challenges with our armed forces and with our police service, you can place the blame squarely at the doorsteps of our president and our vice president. In conclusion, Minister for Defense said they constructed the military academy. It was in phases. The officers' mess was completed. The drawings for the military academy were ready before the Minister for Defense came to office.